Hey everyone, so we are here in our bottling room in the historic AMBC, the Artesian Manufacturing and Bottling Company, and I want to show you one of the coolest things we have in our building today, and it is our well. So this well was dug specifically for this building, so they could use the water for all of their bottling processes here at this plant. At this plant, they bottle Dr. Pepper and a lot of other sodas, and they used the artesian well water here that was famous in Waco. They used it for bottling. So when they built this building, they dug the well specifically for this building, and they would take the water from the well up to the 3rd floor of this building where they would chill and distill it. As you can see, there is some algae growing in it right now. It is still an active well, so depending on how much rain we get, the level in the well rises and falls. After it went to the 3rd floor of this building, some of it would go down to the 2nd floor where they would use it in the syrup making process, and the rest of it would come down here where they would carbonate it with different machinery and use it in the bottle making process. So there were a lot of wells in Waco around the time this building was built in 1906. Like I said, Waco was famous for its artesian wells, and so lots of companies had them. Companies that did have wells inside their buildings, like this one, would oftentimes have ports to the outside of their building. So if there was a neighboring building that was on fire, and the fire department could come up, throw their hose through the ports like this, and use the well water from the neighboring buildings to extinguish those fires. So it served a lot of great purposes. Around the 1920s, Waco went through a series of droughts, and the city determined that wells like this were no longer viable sources of water, so they all needed to be closed. So lots of companies probably brought in different things to fill in their wells, but here in this building, they used broken bottles, pieces of machinery, just their everyday trash to fill up this well, and they filled it up to the top here. In the 1980s, when they were renovating this building to turn it into the Dr. Pepper Museum, they had heard all different kinds of oral histories about the well in the building, and they found where the well was. They uncovered it. It was covered with concrete, and they went ahead and uncovered it, and then they saw that it was filled with all of this broken glass like we see here. So they brought in archaeology students and museum studies students from Baylor, and they excavated the well. They pulled all of that trash out until about 27.5 feet deep. So we don't know how deep the actual well is because they did not feel comfortable going any further. But we do know that what we're seeing now when we look down into the well is about 27.5 feet deep. So it was really, when they were able to use the well as their water source, it was really well used. And now we have this interesting piece of history in our building because of it. So we will be coming at you live at all different times this week, sharing all different facts about our building, showing different demonstrations, doing all kinds of fun things. So you should join us. They're going to be at 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 4 o'clock, Monday through Friday. So we look forward to seeing you all live, and we'll see you tomorrow.